What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is CJ, the Cheese DJ here, and we're back with another Ark Insight. And you can probably guess who we're looking at. We are looking at the Reaper King today. So this is how you get your very own Reaper in Ark. This is the one that you actually get from the Reaper Queen, and you can see there he's already had enough of this stupid nameless just attacking us. He wants to get rid of it. So we've got 3 of them behind us as per usual. We go through, check their stats, go through their maximum movement speed, the maximum melee damage, and just what exactly they can do. Now let's just kick off the beginning of this video by saying that the Reaper King can jump. You heard me correctly, this guy can jump. Look at the size of him, and he has the ability to jump. Granted, it's not that high, he still is able to jump, which, you know, can prove useful, I suppose, for certain situations. Not 100% sure what those situations would be, but yeah, they'll still prove useful, I can guarantee you. So the attacks that this guy does are pretty unique. You can see here, he's got quite a few. He's much like the Reaper Queen. However, some of these moves are lost in translation from PC to console. So as far as I can tell, what you're able to accomplish on the controller is that you've got 3 attacks. You've got your basic chomp attack, which is your primary attack there, which you hit by using the right trigger. Then you have your secondary attack, which throws out the poisonous spores. Now these actually do torpor damage to the victims, and they also do damage. You can see there we're hitting, I think that's saying 0 or 9. Yeah, you can see there we're hitting it for 9, but it does do torpor damage, and it also slows them down. You can see here this mole rat is taking its sweet time getting over to us. So yeah, it has the ability to do torpor and slow down targets. Now the third attack is by clicking right stick, and you do an area of effect attack, which pretty much sends everything flying everywhere. You can see all the nameless just getting launched in every direction possible. Now on the PC there is also the added ability where you're able to dig underground. Now I haven't actually been able to figure out how you accomplish that on consoles, which is kind of sucky because obviously they can do it on the PC, but we can't do it on the console. So yeah, I've tried every combination of buttons, I've tried everything. Nothing lets you actually dig underground. But you can see here, whoa, okay. You can see here these guys are magnificent. So to obtain these guys you need to get impregnated by the Reaper Queen, pretty much. You can find those by either killing a lot of the nameless, pretty much wave after wave of the nameless. The Reaper Queen will eventually come. I don't know if is that the Reaper, that's the Reaper King there. You don't want to kill those, you attack those, and the Reaper Queen will eventually come after you attack that dude, the King. And then you've pretty much got to get a low enough health, her health low enough that she'll pick you up with her tail and shove it inside of you to get you pregnant. Now once that happens, you then have to get as much XP as you can, because that pretty much is how you bond with your little dude. And then you have to wait a certain period of time until he hatches out of your belly. And then what happens is you need the venom gland from the Reaper Queen, and that's how you imprint on it and pretty much make it yours. And to get that, you pretty much need to kill the Reaper Queen. So yeah, that's how you obtain these guys. Now, our first one has just been taken out. In terms of stats, I haven't actually had a chance to look at their stats, stat-wise, but I would say they've got pretty decent stats. Let's take a quick look here. So health, these guys are 150s. They were spawned in at 150, yes. So they were spawned at 150. And you can see here, 12,000 health, not bad. 630 weight, 259 melee damage, and 1,500 stamina. So these guys are pretty decent. Obviously, they're probably one of the stronger creatures on Ark, being able to easily dupe the Ravager and all those other dudes. But you can see they're pretty formidable in groups. You can see there the nameless venom there is what you use as well, while we've got the subject on hand, to actually tame up rock drakes. That's how you raise them. But yeah, back onto the subject of Reaper Kings. So yeah, these guys have the tail swipe, the spore attack, which slows and toxifies, so it does torpor damage. You can see here we've been hit by the one over there, and what is it called? Cocoon, there we go. Okay. So yeah, now we're going to jump into their maximum melee damage and their maximum movement speed. Okay, so we've just dumped all the levels onto our Reaper King at the moment that we're riding. And this guy here, we're going to pump him all the way up in melee damage. Now, I feel like this guy already hits like a truck. So when we get this to max, he will definitely hit like a bigger truck. Like, I don't know a euphemism for a bigger truck. Let's just say like a spaceship or something. So we've just bumped him all the way up in melee damage, and we're going to come and test it on the Reaper King over here. We're hitting 23, guys. Okay, so it's been accomplished that boosting his melee damage increases it to 23. We are absolute kings of our domain. We're hitting so much damage now. We're going to come up here and test it on the Iguanodon, because those guys reduce the amount of damage. But you just saw there, 420 I think was the value we saw. This 470, sorry, I stand corrected. So these guys hit 470. Now, that's definitely one of the more powerful creatures on Aberration. Definitely on par with the Basilisk and all that. And he has the added benefit of having a crap ton of health to go along with it, as well as the area of effect attack and the spore attack. Now, I'm not 100% sure if the spore attack will scale with the damage. You can see we've just got Nameless bombarding us like there's no tomorrow. That's the downfall of these guys. So if you bring these guys up with you, you can't actually bring charge pets without damaging the Reapers, which is a little bit of a shame because you're obviously just going to get swarmed by Nameless. But the damage output from the glow dudes, I can't remember what they're called exactly, all of them, does deal damage to the Reaper King. However, it's nothing too much that he can't really handle once you've boosted him up a few levels in health. But you saw there, 470 was the damage that we were hitting on the Iguanodon and other creatures, not the Namelesses and all that. So this guy is definitely a beast to be reckoned with. So now we're going to jump onto the other one, and we're going to buff its movement speed all the way to the max. And you can see here, this guy is absolutely nuts. We've had multiple Reaper Kings spawned in to try to kill him, and he's still going strong. This guy's a level 24. You see here, we're doing reduced damage to him, which is kind of sucky. I don't understand why. Maybe they just take reduced damage because we don't have the glow pets. But we're just going to keep hacking away, I guess. We're going to pump the other dude's movement speed. I think we broke the game. No, we lagged out. And are we on him? Are we going to crash the game? There we go. All right, so we're on our movement speed dude now. And we're going to pump this guy all the way up in movement speed. Let's just come in here and give him all the levels. So we're just going to quickly get away from the dude that we're attacking so we can show you this guy's base movement speed. All right, so you can see there, it's I mean, it's nothing too amazing. It's a little bit lackluster. It's okay though, because you can fix it with a few levels of movement speed. Now, what I'm really curious about is whether or not his jump will. Oh God, we just took off there. Is whether or not his jump will be affected by the movement speed. Why did we jump so high? I wonder if we aim. Can we aim? Okay, so I'm not sure how we jumped so high. To be honest with you, that was a little bit of an unforeseen statistical error in my part, I guess you could call it a statistical error. I don't know how he jumped so high and far. Anyway, so we're going to scale this guy's movement speed all the way to the maximum. You can see there he's got 71 levels pumped into him, and we're going to lay all these levels into movement speed and just see how fast this guy can get up to. Now, my guess is that he will be faster than the Karkanos. You saw how slow those guys are in my other Ark Insight video. If you haven't checked it out, those guys are sloth with maximum movement speed. But you can see there, 171 maximum movement speed. And he is faster than the Karkanos, so there's that bonus. But he's still not all overly that fast. Granted, he is a huge bulwark of a dino creature thing. But he's still, still a little bit lackluster. Now, let's just check his jump here. So his jump didn't scale with his movement speed. So that is his sprinting speed there. It's a little bit on the slow side. I can't say I'm really amused or find it useful, his sprint speed. I'm just going to take a look here at his walking speed. His walking speed is pretty much, yeah, what you'd expect. A little bit faster than what it was before. But his sprint speed's a little bit lackluster. But other than that, I'd definitely get yourselves one of these guys. Obviously, they're going to be a token creature to have in Ark Aberration. You can see here, this guy's hitting 204 with his base movement speed, whereas the other guy was hitting 470. So these guys are a little bit lackluster, a little bit powerful when it comes to melee damage. When they first start off, obviously 204 is quite a bit of damage to hit. But yeah, 204 is a decent amount. Like, I would definitely recommend leveling them up in a bit of movement speed, a bit of health. Actually, you know what? I wouldn't really bother about movement speed all that much. They don't seem to gain that much of a benefit. I would level up health, maybe even a little bit of stamina, weight, and definitely level up a melee damage so you can outdish the most amount of damage to all the creatures. And you can see, look at them all just following us, stalking us. So yeah, it doesn't look like the strike attack does actually scale with melee damage either. We tested that on the other dude. But yeah, that's all there really is to these guys. I mean, you can also bury them underground, whether they will wait in advance. You can see here, if we get some dinos coming down, he should pop up and attack them and do like a damage attack to them. It looks like that's limited to the Reaper Queen. Yeah, it doesn't look like, okay, come on dude, we need your help, come on out. Yeah, see, it doesn't look like he's got really anything he does when he pops out. The Reaper Queen does pop out and deal damage, when she pops out of a hole, but this guy doesn't seem to have the same deal. But yeah, that's all there pretty much is to the Reaper King. He can bury underground. You can take him pretty far in Aberration. He can't climb the zip lines, obviously. He's too big for that like the Ravagers can. But yeah, that's all there really is to him, guys. Hopefully you found this useful. Let me know down below in the comments if you did. But other than that, guys, thanks very much for watching, and hopefully I catch you in the next one.